friends. I'm your host, Dr. Elizabeth Ssemanda, medical intuitive healer and life coach. And you're listening to Stepping into Soul Power, the podcast where people understand that we are more than just our physical bodies. Here we explore topics like medical intuition, healing, help you identify your blocks, and give you the strategies to empower the soul in you. Friends, we got a treat. We got a treat for you. Yes. Today we're going to focus on healing for the holidays. Yes. If you are living in the United States of America, I know, we know, everybody at the airport knows that Thanksgiving is on its way. Yes. Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, it's coming. You've seen those lines to airport security. It's coming. And while there's some of us who have families who are supportive and we can't wait. We can't wait. We're looking forward to the holidays. Others, not so much. Not so much. In fact, there are some people who would rather have a root canal. And no one likes going to the dentist, would rather have a root canal without anesthesia than spend time with their family during the holiday season. And there are lots of reasons for this. Can be a lot of reasons for this. One of the main, the common denominators for this in particular is there is unresolved past hurt. Yeah. It's life. Things happen. Maybe you got a sister who cut up your favorite pants. Perhaps your uncle totaled your car. Or maybe your child's father left you at the altar. This stuff is life. This stuff happens. It happens. And when we got this past hurt, it doesn't just magically disappear. No, in fact, oftentimes it is living somewhere in your body. If you can imagine that hurt, that hurt, that resentment that you're feeling, as a person, it's a person that's living in the basement of your body. Yes, it's living in the basement of your body. They got a full-fledged home gym in your body. They're over there lifting weights, just ready for you to get triggered. And it could be something as simple as that person grabbing the last slice of grandma's sweet potato pie just as you are reaching for it. Yes. So if you can relate to this, if this is you, I've got 3 tips. 3, yes, tres. You got, that's my Spanish. 3 tips to help you move towards healing for this holiday season. Yes. And number 1 tip, friends, it starts with gratitude. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Thoughts are powerful. And when you focus on how much you hate somebody, on how much they hurt you, how much wrong you've been done, it attracts. I know some of y'all don't want to hear this. Some of y'all won't want to hear this, but it attracts that negativity to you. It can be tough. It can be tough to get out of that negative thinking, especially in our society. Let's be real. Let's be real about, the sources of negativity in our society. Just watch the news. I'm serious. Turn on CNN, Fox News, MSNBC. I promise you, the one thing, they may differ in their politics, yes, but the one thing that they got in common is whatever you're watching is going to have a negative spin to it and put you in a bad space. So to move towards healing, to move towards a space where you can start to release hurt, we got to raise your vibration, friends. We have to raise your vibration. And the fastest way to do that is through gratitude. It's not as simple as just reciting a prayer. Let's friends, let it's you digging deep and appreciating the gifts in your life. And sometimes, sometimes when we're in that, that hamster wheel, we run in that hamster wheel of negativity. It can be hard to focus on anything, let alone focus on something that we appreciate. But I'll say this, if you're listening to this show, at the very least, the one thing that you do have, the very least, you can breathe. Yes, your breath. Breath is the giver of life. I'm going to say that again. Breath is the giver of life. You could always not be breathing. And for many of us, 10, 20 minutes without breathing would be the end. We wouldn't be alive. And so start with that gift, the blessing, the gift of breath, and work your way up. And so you can use this, focusing on gratitude, as you're sitting across, as you're at the table with your family, and you sitting across from that person that really pushes your buttons, that knows exactly. I mean, it's almost as if they got a little they could just snap their fingers, and on command you are triggered. And so when you're in that situation, actually, you can use gratitude, but before you get there, find a place, find a space, make your sacred space, and then in your space, during your time, your sacred time, when you're clear-headed, not busy, sit down and make a list of the things that you're grateful for before you go see your family, before you go see them. And if you can't think of anything, I already gave you one. Breathing. You are breathing. You could not be breathing. And make that list, make your nice list, and then memorize it. Memorize it. If that's too much, okay, pick that top one. The top reason, the top thing that you're grateful for that really speaks to your spirit. Pick that. Memorize that. Put it on as a screensaver on your computer, on your phone, as a reminder. And so when you're in that scenario, sitting across from that person, and they, you could just feel, maybe something about to get triggered, use that gratitude, the thing that you picked for gratitude, use that as a mantra. Just repeat it over and over again. I'm grateful that I'm breathing. I'm grateful that I'm breathing. I'm grateful that, whatever it is. Maybe you're grateful for your mama. Maybe you're grateful for your daddy. Maybe you're grateful for the sun outside. I don't know. Everybody's different. But repeating that's going to help you get through the tough times, help raise your vibration, help you feel better, and kind of help you heal. When it's almost like it's a bit of a test. It's a bit of a test. Being able to be in a space with someone that has done you wrong and not be triggered, and you're able to stay in a content space, friends, that is growth. And you can use gratitude, the act of gratitude, to help you stay in that place. So that's one thing, right? That's one thing. But I'm gonna be honest. Sometimes that for some of us, that may not be it, it may not cut it. It may not be enough. And some wounds run deep. You know, we may need another approach, different strokes for different folks. And so we call in some reinforcements. All right. Here's another thing. Another tip. Number two, dos. Number two, something else that you can use. And this centers around loving kindness. You know, the AKA meta, you know, for the Buddhists out there, you know, that is the essence of loving kindness. You know, love is the one emotion that is all powerful. It transcends space and time, and and how do we, you know, it is a it can be a challenge, you know, how do when we have to show love to someone who we have a lot of anger and resentment to. You know, so when that is the case, when we have to show love to someone where there's a lot of hurt there, um, you know what? Work your way up. Yes. You know what? First, 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 uh, start off by talking about you. Yeah. You know, for a lot of we love, you know, I'm hoping, I hope you do. I hope you love you. Start off by expressing love for yourself, expressing well-being for yourself, sending loving kindness to yourself. And there's so many ways that you can go about doing that, by just focusing on love for yourself when you're in that situation, when you're feeling triggered. You know, you could say a mantra, and there are lots of mantras that can be helpful for that, right? You know, one of my favorites is this one. And I got this from a course, one of the great courses that's out there. I'll put the information for that course in the show notes. It was a great mindfulness, loving kindness course. Like, highly recommended. I'm gonna put it in the show notes. But the mantra is, you know, is from there. And you know, you can start by saying to yourself, "May I be well and happy. May I have no fears or sorrows. May I be healthy and free from illness. And may I live calmly and peacefully." Saying that, like, as you sitting across the table, that person is waving their hand. You know, that there are all kinds of gestures that are, you know, ping, trying to push your buttons, ping, 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 pong, pong. You know, just like just like that. But you can say that mantra, memorize it, say it in your mind, or you can even say it out loud too. More power to you. No fear, no fear. You can say it, just to keep you in a positive space, so you're not being triggered. So you're remembering who you are. So you are blessing yourself. And some of us we may have a convoluted relationship with ourselves. We may not necessarily like ourselves. Okay, if that's not the case, then you can think of someone else that you love. This is America. A good portion of us, we got pets. Like, so, send loving kindness to say a mantra to your pet, just thinking about that love. May your think about your pet. May my, if you got a dog, may my dog be well and happy. May my dog have no fears or sorrows. May my dog be healthy and free from illness. May my dog live calmly and peacefully. Saying that over, thinking about the love that you have for your dog, blessing your dog to keep you out of that negativity out there. And for my all stars, who are ready to really get at the hurt, to really transform the relationship that they have with that person, you can say the mantra for the person that triggers you. And I'm gonna repeat that. Yes, you can say that blessing, that mantra, send loving kindness to the person that triggers you. May the person that triggers me be well and happy. May the person that triggers me have no fears or sorrows. May the person that triggers me be healthy and free from illness. May the person that triggers me live calmly and peacefully. And that is powerful. That it can be hard to see. I'm going to be honest with you. It can be very hard to say, but it's powerful because there's something magical, pristine, sacred about sending a genuine blessing to someone who, you have past resentment that has the power of softening up the that grip, the grip of the hurt, the grip of the pain. Because think about it. It's hard to hate. It's hard to dislike someone that you have just blessed. It's an incongruent practice. It's incongruent. But if you're able to do that, if you're able to say that while that person is there, just try it out, test it out, and see how even just that act can have the power of transforming that particular relationship. So you got two things you can do. Gratitude, yes. Think about the thing, like the one thing that you're grateful for. You can use loving kindness. Either focus on loving kindness for yourself and say that mantra. Focus on loving kindness for someone else. If you got a convoluted relationship with yourself, so maybe you got a boo. You a boo that you really love. Maybe you love your mama. Maybe you love your niece. You focus on sending them loving kindness when you're in a situation that, where things are testy. But probably the most powerful would be sending loving kindness to the person who triggers you, the person who has hurt you, who you feel that disdain for, because it has the healing power of allowing you to let go, or at least start to let go of hurt. And you want you it, I just want to emphasize this can be incredibly freeing. Having having hurt, having dislike in your mental space can be exhausting, mentally exhausting, emotionally exhausting. And like I said this these feelings can show up in places in our body, in our shoulders, it can take up space in our brain. And if you're able to transform so it has less power, so you can begin to let it go, so you completely let it go, that frees you up to do a whole bunch of other things. It can be incredibly healing. And those are two things. Those are two things you can focus on. And there's one last thing that I want to just to point out. Um, sometimes even through our best efforts, things can get heated. And maybe things will get heated. Maybe things will get heated. But, another thing that I'd like you to think about, to consider, to promote healing for the holidays is to focus on the outcome that you would like to see. What kind of what kind of holidays do you want? Best case scenario. We're not living in the past. We're not worrying about the future. But what are your dreams? What is your dream relationship? Best case scenario. And focusing on that. Focusing on that outcome. An outcome where possibly there is peace, there's resolution, there is healing, and focusing on that even before you get there. Seeing that happen in your mind. Because when you visualize that happening, you are more likely to manifest that scenario. So that's tip number 3, is to see you and to see that other person coming to a place of peace. How about that? There you go. You got 3 tips. 3 tips to help you to get through Thanksgiving. Man, hey, not even Thanksgiving. If you celebrate Christmas, great. You got something. Hanukkah, great. Kwanzaa, great. New Year's, because you might be seeing them. You may you may be seeing them there too. Great. Great. I just, their gratitude, loving kindness, visualizing, visualizing you having peace. These are all powerful ways of healing, of raising your vibration. So let me just, this holiday season, I am wishing you the best holiday that you can imagine. I'm visualizing that for you. I'm visualizing that for me too. I want a great Thanksgiving. Yes. Let's all have a great Thanksgiving. Let's all remember what we are thankful for. Let's all send ourselves, others, and even the people that that rub us the wrong way, sending them loving kindness. Let's bring peace to the world. And so, you know, with that, we will do our soul power statement of the week. And it's a what if statement. It's a what if because I'm we gonna put that out, we gonna put that out in the universe. What if I embraced loving kindness with each and every person that I met? Remember the power of love. Remember what love can do for you and for others. Kindness towards those that we dislike is powerful. It can change the relationship between us, but it also changes the world. Remember, you may think that it's a small act, you're just one person, but one stone that's thrown into a lake can make huge ripples. It brings to mind a quote by Amelia Earhart. And she said, like a single act of kindness throws out roots in all directions, and the roots spring up and make new trees. So let's grow something. Let's grow something beautiful together. All right, friends, we have come to the end of our time. We love to hear from you. So please comment below, subscribe to our podcast, write a review, and let us know. Let us know how you're doing, how we're doing. If you're interested in a personal medical intuitive reading and healing or being on the podcast, send us a message. Go to www.soulinyou.com. And finally, if no one has told you this, I will. Thank you for being authentically you. The soul in me honors the soul in you. Disclaimer: this podcast is for spiritual and or entertainment purposes and is not a substitute for medical diagnosis, healthcare treatment, or professional advice. Each person is so unique, so please consult your healthcare professional for any medical questions.